Shamaniacs.
Geo Gearheads.
Welcome back to the Geo Gearheads. This is episode 523. I'm Daryl W4, back as usual with Chris of the Northwest.
Daryl, how's your week been? Have you had a good week?
Not really. It's been a crazy week, including for what most people was a snow day yesterday and then another snow day today.
Wow.
And we really didn't get much snow yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And what really was keeping us all on edge yesterday was the threat that we were going to get the freezing rain and lose power with the falling temperatures and create some insane nastiness.
Yeah.
That
It's
didn't
been
happen,
cold,
but it was
it's been
slushy and
cold here
yucky.
as well, but nothing like Michigan.
No, and here we didn't get nearly as badly hit as a lot of other places did. Like Toledo, I understand, was much worse off than we were. And like
And if
Flint,
Starcasher is in the chat, he'd be able to tell us.
this is true. But like Flint, I've got one of my team members up there, and we were Zooming early in the morning when we still had rain, and he had like 2-3 inches of snow in his pool.
Wow.
Which is covered because, it's Michigan. But he was showing me the pool, and it's like, 2-3 inches of snow. Starcasher says that Toledo did get 8 inches.
Wow.
And Pickle Ninja wants to do a cache called Insane Nastiness.
Ooh. We were being threatened with lowland snow here, but it was just rather a heavy frost for a couple of mornings. It was one of those like, we could get snow, just watch out. And around here, a little bit of snow on the hills and everybody just panics.
John Gardner says that Randomize is his favorite as well as yours.
Thank you. I love Randomize. See, we get to talk about snow. That's not a normal topic.
Yes, and because it's a Randomize, technically we're not off topic. Because there is no one topic.
Oh, how about that?
See how that works? Isn't that pretty awesome?
I think it is. So, John Gardner, what do you want to talk about since this is one of your favorite episodes? We can switch it up.
We've done a couple of these where we had the patrons join us. That was always fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a little bit hard, and patrons are awesome, but they don't necessarily have the best locations or the right gear to actually make it work well. And we've had a few of those where we got a lot of static, literally a lot of static.
Yes. Yeah.
But I always loved doing those because it was, everyone would come in and bring their own stuff to talk about.
Though, since everybody's been working from home, I bet a lot of that equipment has been upgraded. We should try it again.
You're right. That I think it was 4 years ago that we did the last one.
Yeah. What's amazing to me is, we can bring on guests and we don't have to bring them on an hour or 45 minutes before. You can bring them on 10 minutes before because they already know how to make all these things work.
Yeah. John Gardner says he got 20 inches of snow. That's insane.
John, where are you that you got 20 inches of snow?
He's around the corner from you.
Oh, okay. He must be up in the mountains.
Actually, he's my neighbor that, we piled all the snow in his yard.
That snow blower that you overpowered? Yeah, it all went in his yard. That's a Tim the Toolman Taylor move right there.
Yeah, I was seeing something, I can't remember where it was. I want to say New Jersey, where one of the snow plows was like misconfigured or something. And it's launching snow across 4 lanes on the opposite side of the highway. It did a severe amount of damage, and I don't think it caused an accident, but a lot of people were near accidents. So he's in Massachusetts.
Or Maine. Or
no, MA is Massachusetts.
I know. I'm just trying to confuse and thinking what other state has MA in it.
One of my projects last week.
Missouri. That ends with A. you say it wrong.
Wow. But one of my projects last week was figuring out and assigning the 2-letter country codes to all of our employees.
Oh.
I didn't realize there were 2-letter country codes.
Yes.
I knew of the 3, but I didn't realize that there's 2. And the worst part is I've worked with these before. Yet I didn't realize that this was like a normal thing. I thought it was,
You,
like
haven't dug down into the Windows subdirectories enough then.
Well, yeah, I did, and I thought it was just, like a Windows 8 holdout that there are 2-letter codes, or Windows 3.1 rather.
No, that's all the nationalizations right there.
Yes, which, and I probably actually knew that. It's in one of those random little drawers that I accidentally spilled out, in my head and totally forgot that I knew in the first place. I've had a few of those lately.
There's a great bit. I'm sure it's on YouTube, of a comedian, thinking, okay, back when they shortened the US states to 2 letters, because you would abbreviate California CALIF, right?
Yeah.
Calif. And then we'll do it to 2. There's a great bit where they have the group getting together to do the 2-letter abbreviations. Okay, this is going to be easy, guys. We're going to be out of here in an hour. Okay, let's start. Alabama. Oh, well, AL, that's pretty easy. Okay. Anyway, it's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up, because that one I figured was probably one of the harder ones, just because there are a number of the states that are similar enough that you can't just do the first 2 letters, and then
Yes.
which one gets the right letters and which one doesn't. So anyway, why don't we start off this one with talking about Reach the Peak, and we'll start with the easy part, which is what the leaderboard is going to reflect on the 7th, which is what, Monday?
Yes. Yes, of course. They're always on a Monday.
Yes. So not this weekend, next weekend.
Of
course.
If you're listening live and you haven't gotten your souvenir, you got to go out and get it this weekend.
Speaking of which, did you get yours?
Yes.
Okay. We got out and got ours last weekend. It was not easy because we did not have good weather this weekend either, but we did manage to get out and do an adventure lab on Belle Isle, only to find out that there's another adventure lab that's been posted there now. So,
just when you had it cleaned up. Curse them.
Yeah, now we have to go back and do another adventure lab on Belle Isle. I don't mind going back to Belle Isle.
Well,
but yeah, so we did get ours.
Okay, so I've been working to get mine. It's probably been a couple of months that, I'm telling my wife, hey, I've got to go out and get caching this weekend. There was one weekend or 1 month where I pushed it to, the Sunday before, the very last day. And like, I can't remember why. There were, multiple reasons. I'm like, well, maybe this is the month I don't get it. She's like, no, we'll go out and we'll get it. Okay, great. So we did. And she thought, I kind of enjoy this, going out and just spending time with you, so I can give you 2 weekends a month to go do this. So now that we're coming up on the last month, we got it worked out.
Of course, because it's the last one.
That's right.
Yeah, but the good news is it's also the last month for this one. I'm sure we're going to have some new interesting ones coming up, new interesting promotions.
But at first I thought this is just okay.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed it over time.
I have, and I missed the second one month. We just couldn't get out due to inclement weather or, other things getting in the way. So I'm not going to get that bonus one. And, spoiler, there is a bonus one if you've completed both of the souvenirs for all of the Reach the Peaks.
14?
Yes.
If you have all 14, you get a 15.
So, right. So yeah, you'll have one more if you've completed them all, which I didn't, which is, boo-hoo, because I was really hoping to get the, completist, but Jim Stark has 47,900 points this month.
Wow. The points don't carry over. You've got to start over again. Star Casher. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's enough
that
to
would have
reach
made
the
it a lot
peak what?
easier.
4 times?
Well, and with points like that, are you surprised that he has all of the peaks so far?
No, he could have got them all with that 1 month of scoring, I think. Well, maybe not. But
And
close.
now he gets the 20 inches of snow, and he won't be able to go out. That's
It
not him, but he'll get
Adventure
another
Labs
20 inches of snow.
Yeah, Adventure Labs are your friend. No, he only got 8 inches of snow.
Correct. But he's
Adventure
going to get
Labs are
another
your
20
friend.
inches now, another 20
Yeah.
inches next weekend, so he won't be able to get out now.
Wait, why are you wanting him to fail?
No, it's just he's cursed it because
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
the
Okay.
Murphy's Law. But let's get to the Everest, which is our final one. The base camp is now at 425 points, which is a little bit disappointing. Shouldn't the
It's
base
the
camp be
same as it
higher?
has been.
Well, it's jumped up because remember it was at 325, I think, for the first one.
Right.
But base camp seems like it should be a little bit higher this time. Especially because they did increase some of the scoring, well, most of the scoring. But the summit is 88, and I'm told that no one else does 88 or does the hundreds thing. So let me redo that: 8,849 points to earn your Everest summit, not 88.45, 49. Sorry, 49. 8,849. I'm trying not to be such an American. I get yelled at for that sometimes.
8,849.
No, because commas are only in like North America.
Yeah, 8.8 point.
Right.
49. Mm-hmm.
I've gotten confused more than once.
And they've kind of, I don't know, should we say throw in a twist? I don't want to say they confunneled the whole thing by adding a new category, but they kind of did. It's very interesting is what's going to happen here.
Yeah, so this is really bizarre. You now have 975 points for completing an adventure, not for a stage. Each stage is 925.
No, each
Or,
stage
sorry,
is
125.
125.
Yeah.
So that works out to 1,600 points for a 5-stop adventure lap.
How did that happen? That's just bizarre and cool.
Yeah. So if you don't finish the adventure, you're only getting 125 points per. So you could get, say, 500 points if you did 4 of the 5, right? You can't get to the 5th one and complete it. Yeah.
But the mysteries are now worth 900, which we've done a few of those challenge caches that we've had on the list, just never gotten around to finding. It's like, oh, hey, there's a mystery over here that we haven't found. Why didn't we find it? Guess we just never went out of our way to get it. Now it's worth 900 points. It's worth doing that 10-minute drive to get it. But multis are 850. I'm having a serious problem finding multis. I don't know if you're in the same boat, but I actually went looking for them. There's not many out there anymore.
No, there's not a lot around me. It just probably an issue of maintenance.
And around here, people don't do the multis. So if you do a multi, it doesn't get found. If you do a we just talked about the puzzle caches, the mysteries. People will go for those. Not as many that hit the traditionals, but people go for the mysteries. They don't go for the multis. So we found some of the mystery caches that are really more like a multi cache with a little bit of a puzzle twist, so that it's in the spirit kind of thing. But it really is more of a multi cache. And then if you find a cache with 15 or more favorite points, that's 700 points. If you have a letterbox hybrid, that's 550. Earth caches are worth 650, but any old regular nothing else at all found it log is 425.
I'm sorry. What category was that again, Daryl?
The anything other something like that.
Okay. Oh yeah,
But
401, as always, one cash gets you your base camp. So this is the highest base camp we've had yet, right?
it
It
is.
started out at 325 and then jumped up to 350 and now is at 425.
Yeah, and Limax had done a cool little spreadsheet that he shared with us. Let's see if I can share that. And there it is. So he's got a cool little spreadsheet that he's done that breaks down all of the various peaks and everything across the way. So the base camps went from the 325, and that actually held for 4 months, according to his chart here. And then 350 for the last couple of months, and then 425 now. And then the elevation steadily climbed. But he's got the points needed and all that stuff. So the minimum number of caches that you need to complete it, this is the part that's really cool, started at 5 or at 9, actually dropped to 8 1 month, but we're up to 10 caches to complete Everest.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do the highest point values, you still have to do 10 caches. But
yeah,
if you do the lowest point value, you'll have to do 71.
71. I'm assuming that's the 125 point adventure lab.
Yeah, it has to be. And last time it was 20, but previously it was anywhere from 16 to 19. So, that has really gone up. But I think it's because they've devalued the single stages.
Yeah. So, Starcasher chimed in and said, I have several adventure series that I have 1 or 2 locations left. I wonder if I finish them next month, if I get the completion points of it, would I have to do all the locations the same month?
I would think so.
I think you could get the completion points for completing the lab cache. I'm sorry, the adventure lab, without completing all the steps. Like, you've already done them. You could go in and get the last
as long as you get that, because it's probably going off that completed banner at the end. So as long as you're finishing it up, you should be good.
Mm-hmm. So go for it.
Yeah, we'll be curious to find out if that actually works. Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
But and Jim Gardner says, except for webcams. Webcams don't count.
Or events.
Yep, no events again. But I think that's as much because they don't want
a found it log.
Well, yeah, but I think this whole thing has been as much because they don't want to encourage people into risky behaviors. And especially with the
because webcams are so risky.
No, I meant the thank you.
Sorry, Daryl.
I meant the events.
Yes.
Because with the events, especially over Christmas, we had that spike, and they didn't want that to impact it, I'm sure. Or us to impact that spike, I should say. So, I am very interested in the last changes that they've made. And I think it's kind of interesting that how this has gone. I'll be very interested to see what our viewers and listeners have to say about it, because it is a different promotion in some ways than some of the other ones they've done on Leaderboard.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed it. It's kind of gotten that spark going again, because some of these other promotions don't have an end, or they give you a whole year to get it done, which takes away all the drive for me to go out and go caching. It's like, I'll get it when I get it. right? I don't have to go make special trips, but this I've got to finish within a month.
Yeah. Well, we've done a few of these with the individual months.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot, but we've done a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same essentially game, just you have to reset and do it. And it's kind of fun because the core, it's just some of the parameters change. So you don't have to relearn the game. It makes it easy. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to do another one of these right away, but it'll be interesting to see that revisited.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a good kind of reintroduction into geocaching, right? If you're new, this is fun. If you've been doing it for a while, but maybe you shouldn't, maybe you haven't been able to, or you don't want to get out. Well, here's some motivation. Go out and get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And, for a lot of people, it really turned them on to Adventure Labs, for
Mm-hmm.
better or for worse. So, kind of promote the newer product. And we did actually see some changes in the Adventure Lab app while this was going on. We
Yes.
mentioned it, I think last time or
Mm-hmm.
2 shows ago, but especially this time when I was out doing those Adventure Labs on Belle Isle, was really the first time that I noticed the changes. I've seen it. I went through and saw them, but going and using it this time, spending a little bit more time in the app because we were having so many problems with the Adventure Lab, in part because there was snow everywhere. But we were going through and looking at it, and they've made some really nice enhancements to the app. So, like, one of the big things for us was when you're in the Adventure Lab starting it, at that like
Mm-hmm.
cover page as you were, it has all of the locations shown, even if it's a linear, but with numbers on it. So it will tell you this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So that was a huge, huge help, and one that I hadn't caught. I'm sure I saw it and didn't really notice it.
Yeah. There aren't that many sequential ones around us, so that is nice.
Yeah.
Being able to
Well, in
see.
in the screenshots in the article from
Mm-hmm.
last month when they announced the changes, it actually has a screenshot that has those numbers.
Right.
But I just glanced over that as I was looking because it's not terribly well defined. It's something they could probably use, is to better define those numbers and the dots.
Well,
It's better than it ever
it's
was before.
it's the same one. Interesting. I'm looking at the graphics here, and I'm like, well, you don't see the numbered locations on the first one, and it's the same. Oh wait, that's non-sequential. The next one is sequential, and the third one's completed.
Yeah, actually, I think that is the same one.
But the first one
Oh,
says
but they
5
changed it.
locations
Yeah.
non-sequential. And the next one says 5 locations sequential.
Yeah. So they just switch between them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's it changes the colors if it's sequential or not sequential, so that okay, I can go to any of these random locations, or I have to hit this one first. So the first one that you have to, any of the available ones are in orange. The ones that aren't yet available are in this gray, and that's why it's a little bit tough to see them,
Mm-hmm.
because it's white text on a gray circle. So if they darkened up that gray, it probably would be a lot easier to see, or even increase the size. But if you
Sure.
increase the size, now
The location's less accurate.
well, not just the less accurate, but it's also going to cover up other circles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had some of that where the circles were too close and you couldn't tell which was which.
Did they become concentric circles? Did you need an expert in a suit?
No. But the other nice thing is once you've started, it gives you that thermometer bar at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a really nice indicator to say that, hey, I'm working on it. So
yes, I was like, yes, I know I'm 2 stages into a 5-stage adventure lab, but it is nice to see it listed up there.
Well, I'm thinking more of like Starcasher's situation
Mm-hmm.
where he's started it, but he hasn't finished.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a few of those where we had to walk away because something else was going on. Now you have that nice visual indicator as you pop it up that says, yes, I've partially completed it.
Mm-hmm. I've done a couple of stages of Adventure Labs, randomly, just because, oh, hey, we're sitting at this restaurant. This restaurant is a stage of an Adventure Lab. Okay, fill it out. There we go.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
I've
opportunity
started it.
ones.
Yes, exactly. There were others, that had me driving all around my city that, I did a couple of stages as I was near them. And then, I know I'll be on the south end of town here in a week or two. I'll just go get them then.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if there's an indication on the map or anything to show that you started it. I don't think they've gotten to that point.
No, I don't think there is on the map. But when you click it to open it, it will say resume rather than start.
Right. Right. Well, and when you click it open, it's going to have that thermometer bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see better API integration.
In what way?
So that like Cashly would give you that pin, or any of the others, and each of the locations of it.
My guess
especially if it's not sequential.
Right. My guess it's a completely different API and they don't talk to each other.
It is.
So, I don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong.
It's a completely different API.
Right.
They can do whatever they want with it, but they've already started it and they've released it. So, and the decision that was made was we're going to give the point of the Adventure Lab and mask the locations in case it is something like a sequential, and that way you can't get the non-sequentials, or other way around.
You can't get the sequentials by
opening
them through the API, right?
Right. But I'd love to have the player open in the same app, so I don't have to switch apps. And get all of the caches and everything in the same one.
We haven't seen any apps that can do both yet, have we?
Well, Cashly has the Adventure Lab in it, but you can't play it in there. It just has the locations.
No, we have.
But then you pop open the app.
So there isn't a third-party Adventure Lab app.
Correct.
Only through the official channel. So
at least that I've seen.
Right. We haven't seen Cashly be able to integrate Adventure Labs into their app. We haven't seen help me out on the Android.
GeoGo.
GeoGo. We haven't seen them integrate Adventure Labs into their app. Because I don't think they have access to the API.
GeoGo and Cashly do.
Okay.
The one that doesn't that you're thinking of is CGO.
Right.
CGO is the one that scrapes.
So then that should be able to get it out of the Adventure Lab app. Oh, wait. I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Well, the problem is it's not a web interface for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure someone could probably figure out how to do it, but it probably isn't worth it. And if they catch someone doing it, you're not going to be able to do it. But I don't think it's necessarily worth it, because do you really want to rewrite that whole thing?
No.
And the motivation to hack it would be to do it for cheating purposes, shall we say? Being able to eliminate the geofence.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the big one. Or even just breaking the sequential. So, yeah, don't do it. But overall, what is your read on the Adventure Labs? Because I know some people really don't like them. Some people love them. Some people are kind of here nor there.
I like them. I like them to a point where I've used up all the ones around me to get some of these peaks, especially in the colder, rainier months, right? And it's like, you know what? If it's a rainy day, I don't want to necessarily do a hike, but I'll drive, jump out of the car, get an address, get a, fact, and then get back in. That's okay.
Yeah, some of them are a little too simple. Some of them are unnecessarily challenging. And like the one that we did this weekend, there were times at which I kind of felt that way about it. It's like, you didn't give us quite enough information. Or, that was a little bit deceptive what you were asking, and we put it in not quite the right way.
Yes.
And I think it was intentionally done that way to be more challenging.
Which is not the point of being challenging. That you shouldn't have to question how to put in a correct answer.
Yeah.
Right. The challenge is to go find the correct answer, not find the format that they want to input the correct
Well, I'm
answer.
not talking about the format. It's like, synonyms. Find the right words for it. That, is it, Z or is it Z?
Gotcha. Is it, 1,800? Is it, or is it 8? Do you spell out the word 8 or do you put in the number 8?
Yeah. Is it like 1,000 or is it 1,000?
There you go.
Potato.
1,800 or 1,800. That's where I was trying to go. It wasn't going to work well.
There you go.
So
anyway,
I didn't go there. Okay, I didn't.
But overall, I really do like them. I'm a fan of the adventures. It's still a work in progress, and I was hoping to have more options in doing it. But we do have the multiple choice, which is cool. But, me. All right, John Gardner is pushing us to get on to the next topic.
Okay.
2/22/22. Do you have to get both caches on the 22nd? I think that would be good. And yes, they're doing Deuces Wild is the name of the souvenir on February 22nd of 22.
Which is a Tuesday.
You have to log 2 geocaches or event caches on the Tuesday, the 22nd. That's not going to be easy because it is a Tuesday, middle of the week.
Right.
But, we've got a couple of events that I've seen around. So in theory, someone could do a breakfast event and an after dinner event, and you'd be all set.
And if you needed a t-shirt, Cash Advance has a nice one.
Yeah, I got mine the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's purple, so I don't get to keep it.
Oh. Is it purple or is it?
It's a lilac.
A lilac or even a bluish. Yeah.
It's a lilac.
It's to me, it's one of those kind of in between colors. It could go either way.
Sure. Yeah.
My wife really liked it.
Yeah. It's very lilac. It's got the koi swimming around in the yin yang kind of thing, and then just
yin yang kind of Pisces.
22. Right. So I'm not sure if this is a year of the fish or something that's why they did that, but
it's the year of the tiger. And that's not the eye of the tiger. That's completely different. That's a thrill of the fight.
I think Roger is looking to take over your position. He says it's Tuesday.
That's TWOS.
Right. Tuesday.
Roger.
I'm very disappointed.
Good one. I'll give you that one. That was good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected from you. And I'm disappointed that you didn't come up with that first.
I was just talking on the phone today with somebody and I go, it was 02/02/22 yesterday and it wasn't Tuesday. I said, wait till the 22nd. Then it's 2/22/22. Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
Yeah. And
See,
it just all
geocaching
works out
comes in useful.
nicely. But it's just, you know, why did it have to be on a Tuesday? Why couldn't it fall on a, weekend when I actually have the time to go find a couple of caches or maybe more?
I
I
I
really wanted
completely
to
agree.
find I really wanted to find 22 caches.
22.
Yeah. That's not going to happen on a Tuesday. Not unless I
John
take the
says
day
that
off.
is a pun worthy of me.
That it is.
Yes. Um, yes, that is kind of a shame. Daryl, you could always take the day off. There are options.
There are.
You could be too sick to go into work.
No.
Okay. I tried to push that one too much.
Yes, you did. Not that it wasn't appreciated.
Okay.
Just no.
So there's still time to get your events in for 222.
Yeah, just barely, because you have to have the 14 days. So if you do want to do your own event, and make sure there's none around because of the stacking
Yes.
rules. So make sure you get those events in like now. Let's see when that would be, the 8th. No, 7th I think is your cutoff, because you'd have to have it in for Monday after the show's airs. So the 7th would be your last day, I think, to submit those events.
Okay.
Uh-oh. What did you find?
Well, I was looking for that, how the states got their abbreviations bit. It was from Gary
Got
Dolman.
it. Okay, so that doesn't apply for this one.
Okay.
And Pickle Ninja wants to know if someone will have an event with tutus.
You know they're going to.
Yes, and I'm going to be watching for videos of that.
Mm-hmm. I really thought I should have mine at 22:22 in the evening, or 2:22 in the morning. And then I thought,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to those.
Yes, but it would be an easy event.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody else is going to be there, or few.
Oh my goodness. All right. Today, Starbucks were closed. Like all
What?
of the Starbucks in my area, I had to drive like 20 something miles to get to the closest open Starbucks this morning. Not that I did.
Okay, hold on, Daryl. I just have to ask a question. Are there any other coffee places nearby?
There's none on the way to work.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I have to go into like downtown Royal Oak
Mm-hmm.
to get one of the third party coffee places, or head in totally the wrong direction to get a third party coffee place. There's along my route, no matter how I shake it, there's no other coffee places.
Wow. Yeah, you're
But
definitely not in the Seattle area, but okay, go ahead.
right. Well, we have plenty of other coffee places.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them aren't very good, but there's plenty of others. Just none of them are anywhere near anywhere I was going. And I do pass some that closed, like, permanently closed,
Right.
during COVID kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and haven't been repopulated yet. But how bad does the weather actually have to be for every Starbucks in 20 miles to be closed?
You think there was a technical reason? The software went down, or
No, I think it
No.
was all just they didn't want to get their employees in that position, because it was really nasty overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So they just didn't want to risk it. And there's one that was open. That was it. I didn't even check where it was, what it was. It might have even been one of the ones in the supermarket or something. But yeah, I was like, okay, this is a sign of how bad the roads truly are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And because everyone's working from home, this is the beauty of having a snow day right now. Everyone knows how to work from home now. Everyone is prepped and does it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like our office does have people that come into the office on a regular basis.
Mhm.
They just said, work from home. Don't bother coming in.
Yep.
Just work from home.
Yep.
You know, some of us still had to go to the office to, you know, keep the office open, be there. You know, we actually had a conference going on
Find
in the
coffee.
same building down on the other side. Well, I ended up stopping at 7-Eleven instead. But, you know, my routine.
You were desperate, weren't you?
Yes, I was. But my routine has been I stop at the Starbucks that's like on the way to the office just so I get that exposure through COVID. And now it's become my standard routine. But it was okay, I'm seeing other people. I'm not driving in, you know, because it's seriously, you know, 2 years ago, like this time, it was really starting to feel, actually, I guess it was a little later than this, but it was really starting to feel like, you know, zombie land.
Yes, exactly. Some um aftermath apocalypse.
Yeah.
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 Like,
So,
how many people survived this? There's nobody out on the streets.
well, and going to like your supermarket to your, you know, big box store was just, you know, horrific. And that still hasn't really changed. It's still pretty awful. But, you know, you could go to the Starbucks, you know, people were there, they were, you know, friendly and alive. So, you know, it was my morning, you know, dose of, you know, people who are still alive. And it just kind of stuck with me. So, you know, who knows if I'm going to go back tomorrow because they were closed today. Yeah, my streak has been broken. I
Will
probably
that
will
show up
just
on the
because.
app that your streak has been broken?
No, I don't think so. They
Okay.
used to actually do that. At one
Did they?
point, they had badges in the Foursquare style. So you'd get badges for going on holidays. You got badges for this, for that, you know, and that all disappeared. So I don't think they have anything anymore for it.
Wits End and I were out probably geocaching. I can't remember if it was very early morning or late at night, but we were driving and we thought, you know what? We've got some driving ahead of us. Caffeine would be good. So he gets out his phone, starts looking for Starbucks. And, the search comes back negative, right? And it goes, try searching for fewer amenities. He goes, the only amenity I have is open. I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's like
open was
Christmas.
an amenity.
You know, the only time that you really have problems finding Starbucks open is like Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's changed because it's gotten a lot worse. But I always used to count on the Starbucks when we were out on those long caching runs because there's always a Starbucks.
Right.
They generally have fairly clean restrooms, and you can get, you know, a cup of water and, you know, a little snack or whatever if you need it, and then go on your merry way.
Mm-hmm. That used to be McDonald's for me,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
you know
And
what you're going to get at
McDonald's,
McDonald's. They would have relatively clean bathrooms and convenient stop, but yeah, it's kind of switched over to Starbucks for that.
yeah, the McDonald's just have not been reliable at all since COVID. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, most of the fast foods are that way.
Right.
So even now, it's like the only thing I can usually go into is like a Starbucks or Culver's. Culver's are still open.
What about
So
Culverts?
they're always open.
Okay.
That's why you have to be careful to not fall in.
So yes, Daryl, just look on the app and choose all the amenities you're looking for.
Yeah. In my case, again, it was open.
Open. That was too
And
many
that failed.
amenities.
Yes.
Yeah, in the greater Tacoma area, there was only one Starbucks that was open 24/7. So, we knew which one it was, and it's out of our way, but when you have to.
Yeah. I don't even know if we have any 24/7 Starbucks anymore. We had one pre-COVID in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually Ypsilanti, but you know, Ann Arbor area. So again, it was like we'd have to drive an hour to get to a 24-hour Starbucks. That's
And
not happening.
an hour back, so there's 22 hours. You could just wait. One's going to be open within those 22 hours.
22 hours. I like it. All right. I'm thinking we're done. Not in a good way.
Oh,
We're just done.
like dinner?
Like overcooked dinner.
Okay. In that case, make sure you check out the Cachemaniacs website at cachemaniacs.com for more on the Geo Gearheads, including show notes for this and all of our episodes. We love hearing from our listeners, so leave us feedback by emailing geogearheads at cachemaniacs.com or through the many channels of social media. Your support helps keep the Cachemaniac shows coming. Please consider becoming a patron through the link on our website to support the Cachemaniac shows. Geo Gearheads is produced by Chris Umfenauer and Daryl Wattenberg. The show's copyright 2022 by Daryl Wattenberg. All rights reserved.
Cash with the Cachemaniacs.